The fallout following the firing of more than 100 City of Johannesburg workers continues. The MEC for Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs in Gauteng, Lebogang Maile, has now written to the Executive Mayor of Johannesburg, Mpho Phalatse, requesting a comprehensive report on the disputed employment status of 130 employees. It all began in October last year when a City of Joburg resolution paved the way for the employees who were on fixed-term contracts to become permanent workers. But that decision was rescinded by the council this February. Of course, the political makeup of the council has changed. In October, the ANC held the majority in the council heading into the local government elections in November. The DA mayor was then elected with the help of the EFF and Action SA. It's now been called a multi-party government. To discuss, we're joined by the MEC for Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, that's Lebogang Maile. MEC, thank you for being with us. What are your concerns here?
Thank you very much for having us, and good evening to the viewers at home and yourself. Well, we are asking for the mayor to clarify and provide a report on what are the issues so that we can understand and we can make a determination as to whether there's a basis for us to intervene or not as a provincial government. Because initially we looked at this as a mere labor relations matter, a matter between the employer and the employees. But as the matter unfolds, it becomes clear that it has a potential of creating instability in the municipality and affecting service delivery. And we've written this letter as part of our support to the municipalities in line with Section 154 of the Constitution, and also in the spirit of cooperative governance.
Yeah.
We didn't want to get the story from the news only. We just wanted to get a proper report from the mayor first.
MEC, the city says the reason this is happening is because they are political appointments. They should never have been made permanent. There's some dispute there. We know that drivers are involved, for example. Is that political or not? But how could these appointments, if they are mostly linked to a politician, affect service delivery?
Well, that's why I'm saying, you are saying that's what the city says, and the other affected parties are saying something else. So we don't want to entertain rumors or news that are brought through the intermediaries.
Yeah.
That's why we want to get a proper, because a municipality must be accorded the respect. There must be decorum in how we relate with them. We can't then make a determination without having engaged with them officially. Yeah. It is for this reason that we have written to them, so that all those issues are properly explained to us. Who are these people? What grades? How were they employed? How did it come that they were converted? How was it done? Was it a council resolution? So it's not just an issue of saying you don't like people, therefore you fire them.
All right. Is your involvement valid at this stage? Remember, there are lawyers acting on behalf of these 130 fired employees. They're accusing the city of a whole lot of things, procedural defects. So why don't you just let it play out in the courts first?
Like I said, it has a possibility and a potential of creating instability. We've got a responsibility as a provincial government to provide support in terms of the constitution. So we want a report at this point so that we can understand what is happening. And I don't think there's anything wrong with asking necessary questions, which is what we're doing now. Yes. We're simply asking questions that must be answered in terms of what is happening. We want to understand, because we can't support the municipality if we don't know what is happening. And that's what we want to understand. And who knows, after explanation, we might agree or not agree with the municipality. So I don't think we should jump into any conclusions and see spooks where there's none.
MEC, however, there is a history here. In 2020, the DA called for your suspension after you and the executive tried to dissolve the Council of Tshwane. Judge President Dunstan Mlambo said that decision of yours was unlawful, and he even accused the provincial government of interfering in a municipality. So there is a history here. What would you say to those who think that no matter what's decided at the polls, you don't want the DA or any other party that's not the ANC to have control of any municipality?
No, the first thing is that I would implore you to read the Constitutional Court judgment, because that matter in relation to the matter of Tshwane ended up in the Constitutional Court. And there is a comprehensive judgment which says they agreed there was a basis for us to intervene. In fact, there was 5 judges who agreed with us and 5 judges who did not agree with us. And those who did not agree with us, they said we were correct to intervene. However, our intervention was harsh. So it has nothing to do with the history. It has everything to do with what is expected of us in terms of the Constitution, because we are guided by the Constitution of the Republic. And that's why the Constitutional Court did not find anything wrong with our intervention, except that it was harsh. So we will not be blackmailed into not doing our work because there is a different party that is intervening. In fact, we are intervening in other municipalities, like in Mpho, where the ANC is governing, because there are wrong things that are happening there. So it has nothing to do with who is governing, and we will not allow ourselves to be blackmailed for doing our work. We will act in line with the prescripts of the Constitution without fear or favor, and we will not abuse our office, because there are checks and balances in our country, and if there's anything wrong that we would have done, people are at liberty to approach the courts, they are at liberty to approach Chapter 9 institutions, but we believe we are within our rights to get an explanation of what is happening in the City of Johannesburg.
Sure. So you've often highlighted that Constitutional Court judgment was not unanimous. Your response then to the EFF, who told us earlier this week that this is just the ANC trying to cling to power, and the original decision here to make these employees permanent was clearly corrupt by the previous administration. Your response to that?
Well, that's why we have written a letter, because I don't know how they were converted into a contract. Surely there was a process, because I don't want to believe that there is anyone with any unlimited powers.
But MEC, you're saying you don't know how this all happened. Aren't these quite well-known facts that in October last year, these employees on fixed-term contracts were converted to permanent contracts in October when the local government elections were in November? Do you agree with that original decision?
Yeah, well, that's why what I'm saying to you, because obviously your narrative is to try and create an impression that I'm playing politics here and this is has to do with the ANC. I'm speaking to you in my capacity as the MEC for Cooperative Governance. And my responsibilities are stipulated in the Constitution. One of those is that we need to provide support in terms of Section 154. And the other is that if there are enough reasons to believe that there's a wrongdoing in a municipality, I can institute an investigation. So at this point, I'm trying to gather facts. And if I was to investigate, by the way, I would have to appoint an independent person to do it. So I don't know why are you jittery about the provincial government trying to get information through proper channels in a proper way, because I can't ask for information from a mayor through a press conference. I have to write a letter to the mayor, and I have written to the mayor will respond, after which we will be able to make a determination. And it is at that point that when we've made a determination, you can then question our decision, if our decision at the time we would have made it is correct or not. But I don't see why are you worried that we want to get information from the municipality?
I'm not worried. I'm just bringing up the claims of other political parties that this is interference. The obvious question, and we literally have 10 seconds then, MEC, would you do this, would you act exactly the same if this was an ANC-led municipality?
Yes, certainly. Yes, certainly, without any fear of contradiction. We've done it in the Rand West. We've had the Mukari report. In Sidibeng, we have done it. Our record speaks for itself, so there is no doubt about it. And we've even had to ask people to pay back monies who are ANC councillors. We had to open cases. We had to suspend people. So we'll definitely do it. We've done it. You just need to monitor our work because we are consistent. We are not just waiting for municipalities that are not governed by the ANC.
All right. Thank you for your time tonight.